Hey Wyatt, what are we doing today?
Hey Jim, you know what I was thinking? We could do an Rpod modification.
Sounds good, let's do it.
All right, so it's a little messy, but this is basically what it looks like right now. And I'm going to go ahead and take this and modify it into two twins, and that allows me more space, versatility. And honestly, with the dinette and the Rpod, it doesn't work that well for one person to sleep there unless they're a kid. So I'm excited to get started. And the planning is done off of just a couple images. And I don't know if I can show that or not, but because of copyright. But that's all I have to go off of. I couldn't find any videos. That's why I'm creating this one. And so if you wanted to do a modification also, you could. But really excited. Jim, who's my brother-in-law, is going to be helping me out a little bit. And that's going to be invaluable. I'm camping out so I can use some of their tools and also just motivation to get this done. Give you some points along the way of the modification, and then I'll do a quick before and after and really showcase the benefits of having that extra space. So let's get started. Okay, so this looks a little bit easier than I thought it was going to be, because when I looked online, there were configurations that had made it so the bed was up above. They had to do all this heavy framing, and I'm trying to avoid a bunch of weight on this, so I don't want that heavy framing. So what I'm going to do is just use the existing framing and accept that it's going to be lower, and I'm not going to have drawers under my bed. Now I can change that later, but I want to make this as simple as possible and just make sure I really want it. Right now I'm trying to see like how wide each twin bed is going to be, because I can make one wider than the other if I want. Like that's my regular sleeper. So that's what I'm trying to decide on, and I'm going to be cutting the mattress apart, and so saving that way and using the existing mattress instead of buying something else. I'm just going to get a zipper cover to put the two twin mattresses inside. That's the whole idea. But the good news is I'm not going to have to get any extra wood. Potentially it's just a few pieces, and I'll show you why in a second. What I'm doing here is looking at the existing boards I have, because ultimately it's easier to just use what you have rather than bring in whole new pieces. And so I'm going to see if the width is going to work. Jim explains it here.
Okay, so one is already at 29 inches in width. So I think on the passenger side, you could put your board there, then cut it off at the feet at 68 inches, and then on the driver's side, that board is already 33 inches. So we cut off about 3 inches there. You'd have about a 30-inch width board, and then you have your walkway. That'll give you your walkway in between. Then we'll just cut the mattress to fit those.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So I decided to consult with the chickens on what to do next, and I came up with some good ideas. A couple of them were thinking maybe I shouldn't do it at all, but I'm still going to go forward. Okay, that's okay. A little hammering.
I think you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Like I said, unless you're
A
princess, you're not going to notice a pee under your mattress or something.
Yeah, because you're going to have padding there.
Yeah.
Okay, what we've got here is perfection.
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 I have to admit, I'm not gloating either, but I am saying it's perfect.
See how that falls into place. And what we did, you'll see these little pieces, because I was able to use, at Jim's suggestion, use the existing plywood, and then
add 5 inches, so we'd have a total of 30 inches.
Right.
a 30-inch bed.
So a 30-inch bed. So one side is 33 and the other is 30.
30.
And that leaves a space. If you see here, the space is
10 inches, I think. 8 or 10, something like that.
about 10 inches.
Yeah.
So, wow, walking through there is going to be a little tight. But my theory is that you're just walking through there, and you'll want the space for sleeping more than you will kind of just shuffling through.
And then we can put a little door, a little piece of wood right here with a hinge over there, so you can open up and get into your compartments in between. And then we could too, we haven't really talked about it too much, but you could put hinges on here too, so these can pivot up and get into your other areas. So that's an option too.
That's an excellent plan. I think we're going to do it. The mattress, which we haven't done yet, is going to be a little bit of a challenge. And that's coming next.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
So this is what we're cutting right here. And you'll see it's just a bit of foam. And then check this out. This is like some weird plastic instead of, kind of makes it, it gives it a little more support. But this should be relatively easy to cut, I guess.
I think so.
And then the only other thing we have is, kind of like a memory foam. So this seems to be cutting along just fine. You can see here the snips actually cut it quite easily. You have to have some patience, but it's not too bad. Unfortunately, the Deity Pro 3 that I had, super amazing mic, has actually stopped retaining a charge, and so it cut out on me like a quarter of the way through the filming. So this is the next day. I'm kind of like just gonna wrap it all up together so you can see the rest of what I was talking about. So we left off, we had just cut the mattresses, and so what I did is I ended up wrapping the foam together with some extra material that I had, and later I'm going to go back through and kind of tighten it, but this is just to get it into place again, just to make sure I like it. Now, one of the really cool things, at Jim's suggestion, he's got this flooring and he has some extra pieces of flooring, and so what we did was we put the flooring together with this backing. So this is a piece of plywood backing, and then this keeps the piece in place, and here's the nice flooring, and then a nice end piece. So all of that, the flooring, all together creates this piece that goes in the center part. So I can put my glasses and everything else there. And so what I'm getting is a little lamp for there, maybe even a little tiny drawer thing that I can buy that has a USB charger and whatnot. I don't know, we'll see. But what's really cool is how it looks. Let me show you. Can't really see that board too well. That's really cool. You can kind of see it. It gives it an aesthetic, but a lot of it's blocked by the mattress. And again, I could have made that go inward more, but I wanted to maximize the mattress space. It's still really nice looking, and if I did ever like reduce the mattress a bit or tighten them in a bunch, then you could see that a lot more. But I think it gives it a cool look or effect that wouldn't be there if it was just plain plywood. And so I really like it. And then you have this bed and this bed. Now this walkway, this heater right here, that heater was blocked by wood that was up above it, and so heat was not getting anywhere. So this makes it so the heat is more usable than before. The benefits of this setup are that I get 2 bed spaces that that people can actually sleep in. The heater actually works the way it should, and the moisture buildup that's under the queen mattress will no longer be there, and I'll be able to air things out a lot more easily than before. It was even hard to swap out the queen sheet before, and this way it's going to be much easier to air it out, to swap out the sheets and so on, and it gives me a much more usable space. So I'm pretty excited, and my sister pointed out that it becomes a better space, more like a bedroom space than just a bed. And so she had all these design things she was talking about. I'm not really, I'm more utilitarian, and I'll get some ideas from her, so it's not so much that way, but I like maximizing the bed space, being able to walk through, and still have some storage. Altogether, it's been great. Hopefully that helps other fellow Rpod 180 owners get inspired to do something similar, because it really opens things up, especially if you have two people, and you have to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night. It's much easier to just use that walkway than, as people call it, the spider dance over the other person. So hope you found this video helpful. If you did, be sure to give it a like. Thanks a lot for watching.